Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be testing and ranking some new makeup launches. I've done this style of video before where I basically try out a bunch of new things and then put them in order of my favourites. Excuse me? Of my favourites to least favourites. So that is what I'm doing today. I've already done most of my base. Also, if you're the type of person that watches and never comments and never thumbs up and never does any of that, I would massively appreciate if you could do either of those things. Because I'm still kind of partially on maternity leave / juggling being a new mum with uploading YouTube videos, I'm not as consistent as I was before, and I feel like YouTube sees that and they're like, oh, this person's not posting anymore, we're just not going to put their videos out. And I'm pretty sure that comments help me to get back on the algorithm, so I would massively appreciate that if you have time. You know what, let's get into the makeup and we can chat at the same time. And before I forget, my base today is the Maybelline Lumi Matte Foundation in the shade 098. Then for concealer, I used the Collection Ultra Cover in the shade 4W. And then for bronzer, actually, I used the Nude Sticks Nudies Matte in Bondi Bay, which this one's a little bit more warm toned. For my liquid blush and highlighter, I've got these from Rimmel, and I did actually test this blushy one in a short form video. However, they do have other shades. They've got liquid highlighters as well as the liquid blush, so I figured I would just use both of these today. These are the Rimmel Multitasker Turbocharged Glow, and they also do them in quite a lot of shades, so I thought I would test out these two new shades and also the one that I've already tried and liked. So this one is the shade Rosy Rebel, and it's pretty much like a shimmery liquid blush type thing. But yeah, like I was saying, I'm really sorry that I disappeared for like 3 weeks off of YouTube. I'm really trying to get to grips with the whole being a new mum and trying to find time to film content, keep my name out there, still work with a few brands. Most of my brands that I've been working with have been like shorter form content like TikTok and Instagram and stuff, just because generally Instagram and TikTok I find a lot easier to film and upload because I do everything on my phone. I film it on my phone and I edit it on my phone. Whereas when I'm doing a YouTube video, I have to set everything up beforehand. I've got my lights and my camera and my SD card, and I've got to make sure the battery's charged. I've got to clear all the background and clear space on my desk in front of me and put all the footage onto my laptop, and then I edit it with 2 hands on my laptop, which obviously while I'm holding a baby in one hand, I can't. It's basically a lot more difficult to produce a YouTube video than it is to produce short form content. This is the blush, by the way. Let me zoom you in. It's definitely a more natural shade of blush. It's just a subtle kind of peachy pink colour. Just change my camera settings so that you can hopefully see it a little bit better. Let's layer a little bit more. It's not too shimmery either. When I first looked at these, I thought it might be a little bit too glittery, but it's really not. Oh great, now the light has disappeared from outside, but hopefully you can see a bit better. Oops, I think I've left that to dry a little bit too long. Ah! It does dry relatively quickly, so you want to blend it out without yapping to the camera for a couple of minutes beforehand. But yeah, it's a really nice shade, and it does have a subtle kind of glow. Obviously I've not set my face yet, so everything looks a little bit glowy. So I'm going to set my face, and then I'm going to use the highlighter ones over the top, and I'm just going to use some of the Fenty pink powder. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys being patient with me. I'm sure when Covid's a little bit older and he's like going down for naps for, fingers crossed, chunks of time, I'll be able to sort of leave him for a nap and have a baby monitor. But at the moment, because he's not 6 months old yet, they're supposed to nap in the same room as you. That's, I'm pretty sure, like what the NHS recommends. And originally I thought like, oh cool, he can have a nap while I'm filming, but sometimes he will literally nap for half an hour and then wake up, and so I would just, you know, have to scrap the whole YouTube video. So we're getting into routines with things. But I've said this before, I'm not giving up YouTube. I'm just gonna not be as consistent as I was before. I'm hoping that I will be able to get back to a point where I am posting weekly videos. That is my goal, and I'm sure that I will be able to get back to that. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still posting, and I'm posting quite regularly on my Instagram and TikTok, so if you don't follow me over there, then you'll probably see me more over there. Annoyingly, I can't post all of those on my YouTube Shorts because YouTube Shorts only allows you to post up to 3 minutes. But yeah, I promise I'm not abandoning you. I have not done this for 10 years to give it up now. I'm just going to add a little bit of this Too Faced blush over the top, which in the pan, that looks like it's gonna be really neon pink. But actually, for some reason, on the skin it doesn't come out like that. It's just like a nice pink flush. But I hope that you guys are doing okay. Let me know what you've been up to, what makeup things you loving recently, how's life, anyone got any good news, because I feel like we could use some of that. Okay, so I've got these shades, Iconic as Usual and Chelsea Glow. Chelsea Glow is the more like golden one. This one is Iconic as Usual. I think I want to use Iconic as Usual because it's still slightly pink toned, and I think it might make quite a nice blush topper. So what I'm going to do is put some on the back of my hand, take my sponge, and I'm just going to dab some onto my sponge and then onto my cheek. Oh, okay, wait, it's literally like dried already. Ah, it's already dried on my hand. Okay, maybe that's not the best method. actually that has given a little bit of a glow. That one dried quicker than the blush. Instead, I'm going to take this little brush, which is the Refa Alexandra Anel, put a big old blob of that on my hand, like this, quickly like work that into the brush, I guess, and then dab it onto my cheeks. I much prefer the blushy one because I feel like this highlightery one dries a little bit. I mean, look, it's definitely given me a glow on my nose and it has given me a glow on my cheeks. However, it's a more natural glow and it still looks a little bit almost, not matte, but just a little bit textured just because it dries so quickly. I think the reason it worked much better with the blush shade is because my base wasn't set when I put this on. It almost gave it a little bit of something to move around with. Then I feel like if I put this directly on my face, it's just gonna ruin my base. Should I try it? Let's do a little dot and then quick. Yeah, no. No! God damn it. Can you now see? There's just like a little dot. Okay, I wouldn't recommend doing that. In that case, I'm gonna have to rank these as separate products, even though it's the same thing. Different uses. The blush one, I like. The highlighter one, that one doesn't work for me. I knew that that was gonna happen. I knew it. Okay, maybe I'll just cover it with powder highlighter. It's fine. So far, 2 products. Top of the pile, bottom of the pile, obviously. I've gone a little bit darker with my hair. I was going darker with my eyebrows, but then I watched one of my videos back and I was like, my eyebrows looked way too dark. And somebody commented being like, I feel like you would look better with softer eyebrows, and I was like, you know what, you're actually not wrong. I might just do a bit of brow gel today. This is the Maybelline Super Fluff Brow Mousse in medium brown. Okay, the next round of products that I've got. Ugh. Look at this PR package that I received. King Kylie. It is the King Kylie 10-year anniversary Kylie Cosmetic. 10-year anniversary? Surely not of Kylie Cosmetics. The company began selling Kylie lip kits, a liquid lipstick and a lip liner set on November 30th, 2015. Are you joking me? 10 years of Kylie Cosmetics. That makes me feel really old. Anyway, the PR package has got all of her old, like, iconic Snapchat looks with the blue hair, the pink hair, bold lips, the crazy lashes. Listen, love or hate the Kardashians, Kylie Jenner had such a huge impact on the makeup industry. There's a full-on tin with like a number plate thing in here. It's got the lip kits. Not gonna lie, I wasn't the biggest fan of the original lip kits. Have they changed? I don't know. We'll find out. So there's then another layer which has got the eyeshadow palette, it's got 3 lip glosses, and it's got a powder highlighter, the loose powder highlighter, which I never tried. And there's just her face all over everything. It's just got her face all over it with the iconic greeny mint colour hair. And then the eyeshadow palette looks like this. And look at the back. Each shade is inspired by one of her old looks. And on the inside of this, there is the Snapchat dog filter on the mirror, because that was the thing, wasn't it, that everyone used, because it would like smooth your face and make your nose slimmer and make your eyes bigger. Anyway, I opened up this palette and was like, it's all shimmers, which I think is a very interesting choice. This is what they look like. But you know what? There's some fun coloured ones in here, so I'm going to try and do something a bit fun. Ooh, they feel nice. Ah. Ooh, ah. Oh, okay, some of them feel a little bit interesting. Some of them feel really thin, almost like the Makeup by Mario Master Crystal Reflector. The pink one feels like a sparkly eyeshadow topper. Ooh, the green one is a sparkly. Wow, can you see the sparkles? I really hope that some of that's going to pick up on camera, because they're like that super finely milled, glittery texture. That green one looks really pretty. The shade Kai Majesty, which is this one. Sorry, how is that the swatch? Like, there's nothing. My God, there is nothing. I've just swatched it there. That is barely there. Let's try the blue one. The shade Ombre. Okay, that one's a little bit more promising. These two are really pretty. Like, the way that those sparkle looks gorgeous. I'm concerned about the others. The shade 2014 as well feels really hard and almost a bit too dry, as if it's been like baked for too long. Again, that's not really giving a whole lot. Oh my goodness. Let's try the shade King Kylie. Surely they've got that one right. Okay, that's the first one that's like fully pigmented. Very mixed. Natural brunette is that one, but it's not brown. It's like grey. King Kylie. Okay, King Kylie, that shade looks really pretty. It's like a sparkly blue foil, but it also has little shimmers in it. That one looks gorgeous. Denim Blue. Again, that that one's not giving much at all. Like, it's really, really sheer. And then Kylie Blue. Okay, they do have the pretty sparkles in them. Kylie Blue's a bit more pigmented, but like that is such a mixed bag of eyeshadows. Some of them feel really nice and they're really sparkly, and the others are just kind of non-existent. Okay, what am I gonna do here? Sorry, there is no way that in these promo pictures she's using the whole palette to do this look. I'm gonna try the powder highlighter first because I never got to try one of these, and at the time everyone was raving about them. Actually, this is the shade 3 Strikes, which she did then release a song, and it says King Kylie on it. It almost looks a bit like pink toned, which maybe I will like. Oh shit, it's just gone all over my joggers. Yeah, it almost looks a bit pink, like bronzy pink toned. Let's try it on my cheek. Oh, okay, whoa, maybe it's a bit more bronzy. Does that just look like I've been punched in the face? Ooh. Okay, it's definitely very glowy. That is pretty, but there was me being like, oh, it looks kind of pink toned. It looks a little bit more orangey, like a bit more bronzy. And I think that looks a little bit much on my skin tone from the front. Like from the side, gorge. But from the front, I think it looks a bit, bit much. That one is definitely not going to be for pale skin. I'm actually going to go get an eyeshadow base. I'm using the NARS eye base in the shade Light, just because I think that will give me the most hope in getting these to stick. I'm going to start with the shade King Kylie, which is the most pigmented shade, turquoisey blue, and I'm gonna put that on my outer corners, and then I am gonna bring that through my crease because I think I'm gonna try and actually do a cut crease with this, kind of similar to what she's got but just not with the brown. I'm gonna go for the blues today. Okay, yeah, this one is actually really pigmented and that one feels like a nice eyeshadow. Yeah, this one's actually a pretty colour. If you're doing an all shimmer palette, surely you've got to make sure that all of the shimmers are top quality. You know, like I would buy a all shimmer palette if it was from Makeup by Mario, and I'm pretty sure, didn't Kylie Cosmetics have a shimmer? They did. They released a little shimmer quad, was it? And so many people raved about that one. I think it was limited edition, but why would they not just repeat those same formulas that they know are successful? This one shade, very nice. I'm using a flat brush, by the way, because it is a shimmer. It's just not gonna apply well with a fluffy brush. I will buff out the edges with a more fluffy brush. I'm going to take the shade Ombre, which is this one, and I am gonna take some of this one on a fluffy brush just to diffuse the edges of that one. I feel like sometimes an all shimmer eyeshadow look can be really fun, and I do that quite often these days. There used to be this like, oh my god, you can never use shimmer in your crease. Who cares? Sometimes it actually does look really nice. God, this shade is going everywhere. Like, look at it in the palette there. It's all around the edges. To be fair, probably because I am using a fluffy brush, but I am winging that out. Okay. Okay, I have not done this in potentially years, but I'm gonna attempt to cut crease. How do I do this? I actually can't remember. And take a flat brush to sculpt my eye. If you're still doing a cut crease in 2025, you've got more patience than me, my friend. And honestly, I salute you because it's fun. Right, that'll do. Should we try 2015 on the very inner part? Just here. It's just it is so dry and like almost crumbly. Let's do Sugar Mint because I know that that one swatched really nicely, and just compared to the others, this one actually looks gorgeous. Yes, that is what I'm talking about. That shade is actually beautiful, and so is the rose gold shade next to it. Looks really nice. I'm just gonna put that everywhere. Then I'm just gonna go back in with King Kylie, just to kind of diffuse it back in. And then I'm gonna take King Kylie from inner corners. Let's do the rose gold shade, which is, I mean, it's not rose gold, it's just pink. But that one's more of like a wash of a shimmer sparkle. Okay, no, scrap that. I'm taking Sugar Mint. For me, there's only 3 shades in this palette which are worth using, which is King Kylie, Sugar Mint is a really beautiful shade, and then the rose gold shade. Other than that, not good. I would not spend my money on that. What a shame. That could have been so great. I'm disappointed. As this is a 2015 throwback, I'm gonna do a black winged liner. I don't even know if this one's still a thing. It's the NYX That's the Point eyeliner. Oh my god, I feel like I've stepped back in time. Okay, so in terms of my rankings, this is number 1. This is at the very bottom. First place, second place, third place, fourth place. So this is the eyeshadow look. I'll show you a little close up on my phone of the sparkliness, that green shade, because it is really nice. Before I do my mascara, the next product that I've got to test is the Fenty Beauty You Mist Makeup Extending Setting Spray. I loved the original Fenty setting mist, which was the one that was like in a lilac bottle, and it gave such a gorgeous glow. It had such a fine mist. I used up a full bottle of that and a mini one. This one is the Makeup Extending Setting Spray. Have I tested this before? I don't think I have. This one's in like a metal tin packaging. It also has a nice fine mist. So let me do my classic test of taking an eyeshadow or a bronzer, putting some on the back of my hand like that, and then I'm gonna give this a spritz. And then we'll, oh my god, my wrist, did you hear that? We'll leave that to dry. Oh, that mist is gorgeous. I love a fine mist on a setting spray. Is this gonna give me some glow? Is it gonna make me matte? Ooh. Can you see on my forehead there's now an ever so slight sheen? It's not made me look oily, but it's made me stop looking as powdery. Oh my goodness, I'm really liking how that looks. And I feel like, you know, the texture issues that I had on my cheek with the multiple different highlighters, it sort of blended them all together. Okay, Fenty Beauty. I'm gonna leave that to dry for another little minute. Let's do some mascara. Oh my god, is this empty? No. Okay. This is actually, I think, my favourite mascara of all time, the L'Oreal Panorama. If you like the kind of colour palette of this and you want something that's super sparkly and shimmery and like stunning quality, get one of the Glisten Cosmetics shimmer palettes. They are beautiful quality. It's a small business and they are so foily, so pigmented, so sparkly. I've just noticed I've got fallout all over my face. Oh my god, wait. I already sprayed the setting mist and I've got fallout everywhere. I've just set the fallout onto my face. Good job, Soph. Now that this is dried on my hand, I'm just gonna take my finger and yay! It doesn't smudge. Go Fenty. It's just moved its way up to the top. Do I have a little strip lash I can go and put on? I'll be right back. Okay, wow. This is really a throwback to 2015 or 2016 because I just found a pair of Unicorn Cosmetics lashes. They don't have a name on the box, so I can't actually tell you what they are, but what a throwback. What is it that looks off? Is it my eyebrows? Is that better? I don't know. These are the new NYX Lip Lingerie lip liner stains. And full disclosure, I did do an ad for these on my TikTok. This is not sponsored. I never have to talk about them again if I don't want to. I'm not contracted to say anything. But the lasting power of these is on par with the Huda Beauty ones. And you know what? I bashed the Huda Beauty ones when they came out because they had 1 ml of product in them. And I thought 1 ml for like, what were they, like 25 quid or something? Like, they were quite expensive lip liners for 1 ml. That being said, I've used my Huda Beauty lip liners, the lip stain liners, since then multiple times and it is still going. So it didn't run out as quickly as I thought it would. These NYX ones are also 1 ml of product, so they are the same amount as the Huda Beauty ones. These ones are $10.99 and I'm going to use the shade Naughty Nude. I like to give them a little shake like this just to get all the product to the end. And they do also dry quite quickly, so if you want to blend them, you kind of have to do it straight away. But when I was testing these out before I accepted the TikTok ad, I had an Indian takeaway where I was like, you know what, I'm really going to put it through the test. And it was still there by the end of it. And then in my TikTok video, I had a pasta, like tagliatelle, and again, it was still there afterwards. These ones have got a very thin nib. Can you see, like that? So I don't really think they're meant for filling in your whole lips. They are meant for more just the outline. I actually find it easier to use it on the side. Then I feel like you get more ink coming out. I always find it so hard to get my lips even because they're naturally uneven. But once these are on, they literally do not budge. Do you see my clean hand here? Nothing comes off. And that is what this shade looks like. This one is just slightly darker than my lip, so it's kind of the most natural looking one for me, I think. Just enough to give me the definition that I want. See again how it doesn't budge? They don't move. They do not smudge. They don't budge. The cons are they still only do have 1 ml of product and that the applicator being a little bit more pointed and precise means that if you were looking for something that's going to fill in your whole lip, that's not going to do that. But I really like it. I think they're great. But we will finish off the 2015 makeup look with a Kylie Jenner lip kit. I guess I will go for the shade Kylie Jenner Lips. Looks like this. But I remember when they first launched, they had all these drips on them. I don't know if they still do. This looks like the old school Kylie Jenner shade. I'm just going to go over the top of this. Oh, this colour is actually really similar. That's a nice lip liner shade. It really is similar to what I've already got on. Just a little bit darker, I guess. That feels nice. And then the liquid lipstick. Oh, you know what? That actually feels a lot thinner than I remember. Yeah, a lot thinner than the original formula. Ooh, I thought it was going to feel really thick and dry, but that feels really light. Better than I remember, that's for sure. I wasn't expecting to really like that, I'm not gonna lie. It feels like it's dried pretty quickly. This whole look is just really throwing me back. Oh, now it's dried. It does feel a little bit dry. No transfer though. Generally with my liquid lipsticks like this, I don't leave them like this anymore. Sometimes I do wear a liquid lip, but I'll just put a bit of a gloss over the top of it. So you know what, I'm just gonna put a bit of this Huda Beauty lip oil. Just because my lips are quite dry these days. Oh, there was Kylie glosses in this, wasn't there, you silly goose. Okay, quick. Let me kiss off the Huda lip oil. Let's go for a Kylie gloss. I'm gonna use the shade Like. Ooh. Ooh. Smells amazing. Kind of vanilla-y. The applicator is like a really thin, curved doe foot. That looks interesting. Looks nice though. Ooh. Okay, it's not like pigmented. It's more of like a sheer gloss. That is definitely very glossy. Feels a tiny bit like, not sticky, but just a little bit thicker. Very glossy though. All the light has gone from outside. This is the finished look. So, my product rankings. My favourite thing from this video is probably the Fenty Beauty Setting Mist, followed closely by the NYX lip stains. 1, 2, 3 is the liquid blush. 4 is the Kylie Jenner highlighter. 5 is the Kylie gloss. 6 is the Kylie lip kit. 7 is the Rimmel highlighters. And shockingly, the most disappointing thing in this video was the King Kylie eyeshadow palette. I quite like the finished look, but that is not worth the money in my opinion. I hope you guys found this video helpful. I hope it was entertaining. If you did enjoy it, please let me know. Leave me a comment. Give this a thumbs up. That would also be very helpful. And yeah, subscribe if you like my videos. That would be great. Thank you guys again for being patient with me. I appreciate it. And if you have any video suggestions or things that you want to see me do, let me know. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.